And I hardly take offense. Money for revenge, man. It's hard to be content. Hey, listen to that good Jersey. What's good, everybody? Welcome to the People's Choice Podcast, episode 33. Thank you for all my peeps that has literally been sticking with me since episode 1 all the way down to 33. Isn't that crazy? 33. Please make sure you check out any of my videos in the archive if you're new to the channel. Also, you can check out my reviews. I only got one right now, but more is coming because I've been doing these interviews. Also, you can check out the People's Choice podcast, Don't Hate My Take session as well. I'm here with the lovely Akira. Thank you for joining me on episode 33.
Thank you. And would you believe 3 is my favorite number? So the fact that I get 33, it's a blessing.
See, it was meant to be. It was meant to be.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree.
So thank you for joining me on my podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Truly appreciate it. You're welcome. It's truly an honor. You've got so much accomplished already in your young life. If you want to give a small introduction to my peeps out here about you.
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Akira Pickering Haynes. I am from St. Thomas, United States, Virgin Islands. So yes, I'm a Caribbean baby, born and raised. Wow. I mean, I don't want to give too much of an introduction because I know you have questions that you're going to ask. And, what I might say in my introduction, might come out in the questions. But I'm 19 years old. I am currently the assistant manager at Claire's Boutique in our mall here in St. Thomas. And I also work at another store in retail. So I really do love customer service. I like interacting with customers and stuff. I also have been a teacher. I worked at a summer camp earlier this summer. It was 21st century summer enrichment camp at one of our local junior high schools. And I was the etiquette teacher. So I taught the students etiquette, proper etiquette with not only speaking to others, but for dining, in different types of occasions, whatever they go to. And I am a pageant girl. I have many pageants that I have participated in, and we can get into that. So I'll list them out, at a later time. But pageantry is, I love pageantry. My favorite thing to do is sing. Singing is my ultimate love, apart from cosmetology. I also actually just graduated from cosmetology school. I'm now a certified cosmetologist. I graduated on June 4th. So yay! Thank you. And I don't know what else to say, but
yeah. Well, I mean, it's so much. I mean, that's amazing. You wear many hats. I mean, there's people that I know who literally can't even do one thing. You have all these things from pageant to singing to customer service and teaching. I mean, that's amazing.
Thank you.
So I know one thing, like when I was looking you up, I noticed that, of course you love to sing from just your profile pictures, seeing you in the booth. I mean, so what inspired you to start music?
Okay, well, honestly, I found my love for singing. I thought about my love for singing, and I got that from being with my grandmother. She passed away in 2015, and I've been singing way before that. I've been singing since I was 3 years old. So it's about to be 17 years that I've been singing. And it's just like, that drove my passion. But what mostly drives my passion is the fact that I was born with Stridor. So Stridor is a disease, a deformity really, where the inside of your throat was not fully formed. I had to sleep in my car seat sitting up. Certain foods I couldn't eat because it would come right back up. It wouldn't be swallowed, things like that. The doctors gave my parents an ultimatum. They told them that I could have the surgery to get it fixed, but because I was so young, I was a newborn baby, I may have died from the surgery, or they could not do the surgery, but my voice would, like when, like someone who has been smoking cigarettes for a long time has that kind of like raspy type of voice. They told me that if I didn't do the surgery, I would sound like that. Lo and behold, my parents decided not to do the surgery.
Right.
And not only can I talk perfectly fine, but I can sing. So I carry that with me. My mom likes to call me her miracle baby. Um, and
Sweet.
I really believe that I am, because God gave me another chance to use my gifts, and I definitely use my gift as much as I can. I'm always volunteering singing at different events that we may have here. I have traveled abroad to sing, so singing is really my passion. It's my first love more than anything in the world.
And you have an amazing voice. I've seen a clip of you singing on Instagram, and I was like, wow, like I could
Yeah, thank
definitely,
you, thank
like, so I
you.
could definitely tell you've been either doing this for a while or like God just blessed you, like boom, But you've
He has
really
blessed
both.
me. Right, both. He has blessed me, because without him giving me the gift, I wouldn't be able to sing. But years of practice. I've been doing this a long time. Like I said, it's about to be 17 years I have been singing. So it's
That's
like,
amazing.
wow.
And it's like you still have so much more to go. Like, Lord, like who knows, down the
I'm
line.
so excited about life, because you never know what it has coming for you. And
True.
like, there's so many things that I know God already has lined up for me, so many things that I have lined up for myself that, I just can't wait. I mean, I can wait, of course, but I'm just excited for everything to happen. But just take it one day at a time.
Definitely. It's all we can do. And you said that you sung on abroad before. What was that experience like?
Okay, so when I say I sing abroad, so for one of the pageants that I competed in, I actually traveled to St. Kitts. That's
Mhm.
I think they're like their own independent, country. So they're not British, they're not American, anything like
Mhm.
that. I competed in a pageant there, and I signed for that. I also traveled to IMTA, which is the International Models and Talent Association competition. I traveled there with Faces of Gemini Modeling Institute, which is a local modeling group here, excuse me, in St. Thomas. And actually, I was the first face, because they call them the faces. So I was
Mhm.
actually the very first face. My schedule is so hectic now. I haven't been able to, keep up with many things. And they're actually at IMTA right now. So let's give them, woo woo. Let's
Oh
give
yeah,
them our best wishes. But when I
definitely.
traveled to IMTA, I I did modeling. I did mostly print. Because of my height, I am a pint-sized powerhouse. I'm 5 feet tall. So I was not really able to do much runway, but I did print, and I was a part of the singing competition as well. And I actually got 2 callbacks from 2 modeling agencies.
Mm.
I mean, everything didn't work out in my favor, but the fact that I even got callbacks, and they wanted to, see what I'm like, get a feel of how I work, it was a great experience.
Definitely. I mean that's exciting, and like I said, you're so young and going through all this. That's awesome. I'm very proud of
Thank
you.
you. Thank you so
So,
much.
oh, you're welcome. So you say you're also a pageantist, which I've seen throughout social media. I mean, you are extremely beautiful, and I've seen that you've won in 2018 Miss Black. Was it the Miss Black talent team? And
Yeah,
I
Miss
seen,
Black is a talented team. That was actually the last pageant that I did. The fifth, well, fourth pageant I've competed in, and the third title that I've had. Yes, that's how it goes. The fourth pageant that I've competed in, but the fifth title I mean, the third title I've had. I'm all over the place.
it's all good. So, what got you into that? Like getting into that pageant life?
Pageantry. Okay. Well, I mean, I've always loved the stage. I've always, loved to be a performer. I like to entertain people. I love the spotlight. And
Mhm.
really and truly, one of my biggest mentors, or, somebody that motivated me, was my older sister, Shantae Henry. She's from here. Well, she's actually from Brooklyn, but,
Oh,
she's born and raised in St. Thomas. She's also a pageant girl,
okay.
and
What's up?
seeing her on the stage doing different pageants and stuff, I was like, okay, big sis is doing it, I want to do it, and I love it. And she was the Virgin Islands Carnival Queen, and that was my goal pageant. Like, I always wanted to do it. Unfortunately, things like COVID have
Mhm.
hampered my chances of being able to do that. But she was Miss Caribbean United States as well. She traveled to JC. So, just looking at her and all her pageantry accomplishments have been like, wow. So that was a big thing for me. I wanted to do so many pageants, and it wasn't until I was 13 when my mom finally said yes.
Mhm.
And I competed for Miss Adelita Cancran Junior High School, which is, our local high school, and I came first runner up. I also got Miss
Congrats.
Intellect and Miss Photogenic in that pageant.
That's amazing.
So that was
Just
my
being your
first
very
one.
first one, you won. That's great. Look at
Mhm.
you. So you look up to your sister, so she basically inspired you to do pageantry. How do you prep for that? For like my peeps and all my viewers that don't know, like how do you prepare yourself? How do you
Ooh,
prep for that?
how do you prepare for pageantry? Well, first and foremost, what I tell a lot of girls, when it comes to pageantry, you have to be the one to want to do it. You can't, nobody else is gonna force you. Nobody else is gonna, give you the motivation. Nobody else is
Mhm.
going on the stage but you. You're the one that's up there. You're the one representing yourself. So you have to have the most motivation. You need the dedication as well, because there's a lot of practice, and a lot of practice that goes into pageantry. Now, all pageants are different. They don't all have the same segments, but most pageants, you do have an introduction speech. Some pageants, you just introduce yourself. Like when I did Miss Black USA Talented Teen,
Mhm.
we didn't really have much of an introduction speech where we say something long, like how it is here in the Virgin Islands. Most of our introduction speeches are pretty long, about a minute. But for Miss Black USA Talented Teen, all you say is, the state that or country or whatever that you're representing and your name, basically. So it's different. There are modeling segments, like evening wear. Some pageants have professional wear. Down here we have cultural wear a lot. So it all depends. So you have modeling practice, you have speech practice, you have question and answer practice, and some pageants have talent. So whatever talent you have, you have practice for talent as well. And it's something that you have to remember everything. You have to remember the routine for the cultural wear segment. You have to remember your modeling routine for professional wear. You have to remember what your talent is like. You have to remember your evening wear modeling routine. You have to memorize your speech. You have to practice answering impromptu questions. So it's a lot that goes into pageantry. But for me, I love the process. It's something that I love to do. And I feel like if you don't have a passion for it, you won't really like want to do it.
Mhm.
So having a great passion, great dedication, great motivation for pageantry helps in the long run if you want to ever do a pageant. There are pageants for men as well. It's a lot different. I really don't know what it entails in men's pageantry, but there are male pageants as well. But I have no idea like exactly what they're like. I really need to look into attending one of these days.
I didn't even know. So you just taught me something. That's awesome.
There's
So
there's like I think it's called Man of Distinction. It's
okay.
usually, I'm not sure where it's held, but it's in the States. But yeah, that's one of the big male pageants, Man of Distinction.
What's up, my peeps? Just had to give a quick pause, real quick, to shout out my peep for the week. So, for all my new viewers, or for anyone who hasn't seen my posts on Facebook and Instagram, that I'm basically going to be doing a peep for the week, taking any comment selection that you guys have shared on YouTube or Facebook or anywhere I post my content, and post it up there on each new video. So, for this one goes out to my brother, Vizo the Hunter. This guy has commented, shared, liked almost every episode I've done. So it was only right to give him the first peep of the week. And he's so awesome. Left me an amazing message saying, "Real interview can see and hear the truth in passion." And that was from 4 months ago on the episode with Diamond, I believe. And literally every episode, he constantly leaves a comment saying, "Keep going, bro," or give me the strong emoji. So thank you again, brother. Love you, appreciate you, man. Thank you for putting all my content on your stories, sharing the link. You are definitely one of the original peeps. I hope you guys are enjoying the interview with Akira. Also, please tune in for future episodes. Every Tuesday will be a new episode of the People's Choice Podcast. Until then, take care. These are the Hunter. You are the Peep of the Week. Congrats, bro. And you even made the newspaper, I saw. And I mean, it was just an amazing picture. Like, you could see just your face just full of emotion when they're putting the crown on you. I mean, like, what was that
Oh,
whole experience like when you found out you won?
oh, wow. I don't really like that picture because I'm crying and I look ugly when
Oh,
I'm crying. Oh my gosh.
it was
It's
an
like
amazing
horrible.
picture. It
I
was
mean,
like you
I
see
love
like
it. It's
the
like a
passion. You're just
love-hate kind
like,
of thing.
oh my gosh, I can't believe I won. Like, I love
Yes.
that picture because it's straight raw emotion.
I mean, how I felt. It's like, so when I did that pageant, how I came about doing that pageant actually is because I moved to North Carolina
Mhm.
after Hurricanes Irma and Maria. Two horrible Category 5 hurricanes ripped through the Virgin Islands, and everything was like, everything was shut down for a long time. We didn't have electricity for months. It was just really bad. So, my mom, being that I was still in high school, I was in my 11th grade year. She was like, you could go up by your sister or you can stay. The decision ultimately is yours. And I've always wanted the experience of living somewhere else than home. I've wanted the experience of, what do I say? Like, I just wanted to experience like what it's like stateside living, attending school in the States. I was like, okay, this is the perfect opportunity. Now, in my 11th grade year, that's when I would have been competing for the high school pageant if I, decided to do it. And being that I moved away, of course I didn't. So I was like, let me see if I have any pageants up here. And as I was researching pageants, I found the Miss Black USA Talented Teen pageant. I was like, okay, let's try. And I saw that there's like, we didn't have a national pageant here because, other states, especially North Carolina, they have an actual pageant for the representative.
Mhm.
So I decided, let's see if I can, just put in my application and they'll accept. Lo and behold, January 5th, 2018, they did. They sent me listen, I was so excited about it. I still remember the day that I saw that I got the email. January 5th, 2018. They told me, we accept you. Your title right now is Miss Black US Virgin Islands Talented Teen. Because of course, even though I was living in North Carolina, I still wanted to represent my home.
Mhm.
So, I went through that process, and being that it's like I couldn't believe it because little old me, a small girl from an island who just faced two Category 5 hurricanes, competing against six other girls, just came and blew the show away and captured the title. It was just like overwhelming, but a good overwhelming feeling. Like I couldn't believe it. Sometimes I still like, wow, I really had that title. Like it was a great experience overall, meeting the girls as well, all the different activities that we did. And then your heart is always racing during announcement time. I can't no any girl who says they're in a pageant and it's announcement time for the results and they said they're calm. No, they're not. Announcement time
Calling
is
them out right
really
now, aren't
like,
you?
yes, definitely. Because when you're going through that time where you're waiting to see if your name gets heard, if your name is gonna get called, it's like so nerve-wracking.
Mhm.
And when they said Miss Virgin Islands, I couldn't believe it. I was still like, I don't know. I was just so stunned. It was such a great feeling because I didn't only go there representing myself. I didn't only go there representing, my family. I went there
Mhm.
representing my entire Virgin Islands family. And they have
Mhm.
been so support. They were really supportive throughout the entire process. There was a people choice voting
Yeah.
and they showed out. I was able to get the People's Choice Award as well.
Yeah, I was
That
gonna talk about that too. That's I
that
mean,
so it's basically goes by votes and each vote is $1. So you
mhm.
can put in 10 votes, that's $10, and all the money from that is the proceeds that goes to the scholarship because Miss Black USA Talented Teen is a scholarship pageant. So all the money that you raise goes towards
Mhm.
the scholarship, which is, I raised, I don't even know how much, but Virgin Islands showed out. They showed out. I was very so thankful. I was so thankful of my Virgin Islands community because they supported me. like they were on top of things. So that was just a great feeling. Like I made them proud. I asked for their support and I made them proud. I showed up and I did what I had to do and I came home with the crown. So it was a great feeling.
Just I'm getting goosebumps just as you talk about it. I mean, that had to be just an amazing feeling. Then, like I said, making the news, you was on the newspaper, and shout out to the Virgin Islands for supporting you like that. I mean, I've seen pictures and stuff. I'm like, man, you're like a celebrity out there. Like that is amazing.
Yes and no. I mean, like it's like regular. Well, for me, I even if other people would consider me a celebrity, I just feel like I am a regular person, just like you. Every day, I still go to my 9 to 5 job, just like everybody else. So it's
Mhm,
like I just have my only difference is that I went on the stage and you didn't. That's all for me. So I
mhm.
never try to make it seem like I'm above anyone because I'm not. We're all the same. We're all human. We all make the same mistakes. So
That was gonna be my next
try to stay
question.
as humble as possible.
How do you keep yourself humble and grounded? Once you already answered that,
Okay, well, I mean,
or you can go in
I
more
just,
detail about it.
I honestly just go about my day like regular. A lot of people have come to me before. I can't even lie about it, but a lot of people have. Something just went on with my phone. Sorry.
Sorry.
A lot of people have come to me before, and they were like, after they've spoken to me, they were like, I thought you would have been so mean and stuck up because you've
Hmm.
done pageants before. I was like, just speak to me. Honestly, I can't even yes, when I have a straight face, it may not be the most pleasant one. When my face is just resting and I'm in my natural habitat, it may not be the most pleasant one. Sometimes I try to not to look so mean that people what people say. I
I
don't
said,
really feel like I
show me
do.
your mean face. I want to see what it looks like.
I can't now because
Calling you out on
but
okay.
hmm but a lot of people feel like because of how I look or because they know of what I have been in with pageantry and always performing that I would be a stuck up type of person, and I'm really not. Like I'm really outgoing, I'm very friendly, but everybody has their own opinions, and I just keep myself humble and grounded by just going about my day like I'm a regular person because I am. Simple as that. Like I just keep that in my mind. I'm not better than the next person. I don't have anything better than the next person because you never know what people are going through and people don't know what I've gone through. So I just, try to live it straightforward, just like how everybody else is, making it day by day, trying to be successful just like the next person.
Definitely. And, I do feel bad for a lot of the pageantists because there is a stigma out there that a lot of them are stuck up or
Mm-hmm.
mean and take things too
Many of us
seriously.
are not.
Yeah, I mean, you're very humble, very nice. I mean, I'm just very thankful just for you being on the show and agreeing to it. So, and
Thank
just as open
you.
as you are right now, I mean, this is awesome. Thank you again
Thank
for
you.
everything.
No problem.
So 2020 was just a crazy year. Some people call it the year that it even happened because of just how the pandemic really like affected
Mm-hmm.
everything. So like,
Yep.
what was the pandemic like over there in the Virgin Islands?
Well, okay. So they shut down the island, of course.
Hmm.
Many stores closed. A lot of people um lost jobs. Um I mean, I feel like it's just like any other place. It was like, a shock to us. Our numbers, of course, because we're a small place, aren't as high as other places, but they're high for the fact that we are a small place.
Hmm.
Um, we, down here, it is a must. Like masks are indefinite. Like you cannot enter any establishment, any business if you do not have a mask. We even have signs now that say even if you're vaccinated, a mask is still required.
Wow.
And
Even now, like still to right now.
most definitely,
Oh,
even
okay.
now, even if you're vaccinated, a mask is still required because somebody can say, "Oh, I'm vaccinated. I don't need a mask," and not really be vaccinated and
Hmm.
walking around with COVID. So our governor made sure he took his precautions, and he was like, even if you're vaccinated, you still have to wear a mask. I'm fully vaccinated. But I make sure I still wear my mask every day.
Mm-hmm.
When customers are coming into the store, I make sure to tell them, hey guys, welcome in, but you need to have on your mask. I can't let you in the store. So it's very, they're very tight on the rules as far as wearing masks.
Mm-hmm.
That's very important. Um, you know, but for the most part, a lot of stuff have stopped. Like we call them jams, which is just like a night at the club where there may be a local band playing and everybody's, having fun. We've had a decrease in those. Um, but for the most part, just like any other place, we kind of open back up now.
Okay,
Um,
that's good.
our biggest income for our economy is tourism. So
Mm-hmm.
it really hindered us being that we get a lot of cruise ships. That's like our biggest income. And due to
Mm-hmm.
COVID, we stopped accepting, cruise ships and stuff. We've accepted one
Mm-hmm.
since COVID. We actually it was if not last week, the week before.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'm not sure how, it went because that's not my tourism isn't my job or anything like that. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming that it went well. I'm not sure if we're going to accept any more. And the governor seems like he may be buckling down again because of the Delta variant of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Delta variant for it. It just got here
Okay.
in St. Thomas. It just got on the island probably a couple days ago. So it's like, that's the more deadly, more harmful case of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe I'm assuming he may shut down the island again. I'm hoping not, because then that would mean stores closed. I wouldn't be going to work.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just pray for the best. But the most we've been trying to do is just live every day like it's normal, even though it's not, and just making the best of it to the best of our ability.
Definitely. That's all we can do is just do the best we can, with all the restrictions and pray that things get better really soon. I know you mentioned earlier in the interview that because of the pandemic, it affected pageantry. Um, a lot of them, of course, was kind of canceled. I know that'd be heartbreaking for you.
Mhm. I had yeah, because I it had pageants that I wanted to compete in,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, with COVID being here, I haven't gotten the chance to compete in those pageants, and who knows when I will. And if I do, probably won't. If pageants ever do start back, things start to get back to some type of normalcy.
Mm-hmm.
I may not be of age because we don't know how long COVID will be
Yeah,
here. So,
that's true.
but it all depends. I'm hoping for the best. I have until I'm 22 and I'm only 19. I'm about to turn 20 next month. So I still have
Hey,
2 years.
happy early birthday.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well,
Thank
let's
you.
talk a little more about your singing. I know we touched on that a little bit in the beginning, because we know your sister's the one who inspired you to get into pageantry, and you said
Mm-hmm.
your grandmother inspired you to get into singing.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you see yourself in the future with singing? Do you plan on dropping like albums, or hopefully when things open up with COVID, going on tours and things like that?
Well, that's something that I've thought about it because people have asked me before, but I haven't really gotten into it because I don't write my own music. And if I put my mind to it, I know that I could be able to write my own music. I
Hmm.
do have a studio that I can go to. As you saw, I had the studio in my profile picture.
Hmm.
Um, but I don't know. I really, if anything, honestly, I may or may not go into it. If I do, I may pay a ghostwriter or
Okay.
something like that. I don't know. Um, but it depends on how everything goes. Honestly, one of my biggest career goals is cosmetology. So I really do want to open my own shop.
Hey.
And I could find a way to implement it. I might sing to my clients as I'm doing their hair. It all
No,
depends. But for now, I just do volunteer singing at different places. So that really helps
awesome.
to keep me in the flow of singing, I should say.
Hmm. And you have a really amazing voice. So if you definitely want to, take it to the next level, I believe you 100% that I know you can.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I mean, one of these days, I really think I I've always wanted to go on one of those singing shows, like maybe like X Factor,
Mhm.
America's Got Talent, something like that. One of them, I know for sure. I want to try to go on one of those one day, and see if that will be, my step into making it big as far as singing and the music industry.
Speaking to existence, manifesting in that right now. So one thing I like, well, not one thing, but there's like two things I always ask each of my guests on the show. One of them is, what is a hidden talent that your friends, family, or even fans may not even know about you?
What's a hidden talent?
Literally, I got so many that's out in the open, right?
Like, I don't think I really, honestly, I do not think I have any hidden talents because I use all of my talents. I sing,
Mhm,
people know that. I
mhm,
dance, people know that.
mhm,
I model, people know that. I can
mhm.
do hair, people know that. I can do makeup, people know that. So
There
it's
we
like, I
go.
don't know, but I just have so many talents and I thank God for them every day. But I don't think I have any that's really hidden, honestly. I mean, something that maybe, people in the Virgin Islands know this.
Mhm.
And if you see pictures on the internet, people will know this as well. But I mean, I don't know if this may be a hidden talent because, people know, but I have done, we call them moko jumbis down here, but it's called stilt walking. When you're those tall, they're on the tall sticks, and they have on the long pants. Sometimes they
Oh
wear masks.
wow.
They have on different costumes. I know
Mhm.
how to do that. I've done that for a few years in our annual carnival parade that we have. So I can
Wow.
stilt walk as well.
Ew. Look at you. So many different talents. It's awesome. You're not scared of
Thank
heights?
you.
I'm terrified of heights.
Listen, I love adventure. Take me on a roller coaster any day. Take me on a Ferris wheel and let us sit to the top to see the view. I don't care. I love the rush. I don't think I would ever jump out of a plane though. That's one thing that I don't think I will do. I will never do skydiving. Mm-mm.
How
Nope. Because
come?
if that parachute does not open,
Oh
what's gonna
well.
happen? And I mean, I don't want to think of the worst, but I can't. No, I can't jump out of a plane and see myself falling to the earth.
Mhm.
Nah, it's not for me. I don't even think I would do bungee jumping off of a
Wow.
bridge.
Yeah, that's a
But
no for
take me on the
me.
roller coaster. Let me walk on my stilts. I want to do the slingshot that they
Okay.
have. I've always wanted to do it. So I need to make that as a goal for the next time I go to Orlando. I need to go on Orlando's slingshot so I can get that off my bucket list because that is something that I definitely want to do.
That's awesome. I'm scared of all that. Even skydiving, but that's actually been a dream of mine actually for a very long time is to just skydive because I am kind of afraid of heights, but skydiving
Mhm.
just seemed like
Mhm. Right. Which is understandable, which is very understandable. I may consider it, but for right now, my answer is no. For right now.
Well, another question that I love to ask my guests is, what is your favorite quote that you lean on that gets you through either the good times or the bad times?
I'm glad that you asked me that question because I thought about I was like, okay, maybe he'll ask me what my favorite quote is. And I do have
I ask it
this is my
every
favorite
guest.
quote. This is my favorite quote, like
Let's
no
hear it.
matter what. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. When I
Mm,
walk into a room, I walk in there like I own the room. Like I don't care if people are mad at the fact that well, she's coming in the room like she owned the room. Yes, I do. Because your first impression is very important. Not in the sense that oh, you should care what people think about you, but the fact that you never know who's looking. You
mhm,
never know who's observing. I know a guy that I went to school with. He has a lot of hair,
mhm,
very nice, pretty, school, smooth black skin. And he was walking one day when he was on vacation in New York City, just calmly walking.
mhm.
And someone saw him and they were like, "Hey, you look so amazing. You fit the part that we're looking for. Would you like to be in a fashion show?" And lo and behold, he got signed and he was modeling with those people. He had many different shows that he did. He did print pictures, everything. So you never know. It's very important. And especially if you're doing like for job interviews or different things, it's important to make a great first impression because you don't have a second chance for somebody to have a first thought about you. And I feel like that's important. Every place you go, walk in there like you own the room, walk in there confident with your head held high because that's very important.
That's some great advice. And to touch on that just a little bit, because I know you say you're in the customer service world, and that was actually I'm still actually in that kind of, but just a little different. But that was like where I first was starting, and that is definitely a quality to have because, like you said, first impression is important. You can't change someone's mind how they first see you or how they first interpret how you are.
And even if they get a different type of interpretation of how you are, the first time they met you will always be in the back of their mind. And they'll always keep that back there to remember, okay, even though they're good and they're like this now, there's still a chance that they can revert back to this because that's what I first learned about them. And, that's important because you don't want to come off wrong and then somebody doesn't give you a chance for something that's important.
For that, I've heard of this actually a couple times, more than a couple times in my life, where they're like, people will tell me like I've known them for years or whatever. They're like, Alvin, you're nothing like I thought you were when I first met you, and I'm like, wow. Dang, how'd that come off? It's crazy how that first impression definitely is important.
Yeah.
So you have so much going on, from modeling to pageantry to singing to just you talk about you want to one day open up your own cosmetology shop and stuff. Where do you see yourself in the future?
All over. I mean, like I don't have a concrete place right now, but I just know I have so many things that I want to do, and one step at a time I'm going to do it. I plan to go back to school eventually. I want to get my business degree so that I can get my business license so that I can have my shop. So I mean, in the future, I don't know, because my course may change, with my brother, just to share an example, he went to school, when he went to college, he's a biology major and he wanted to do, basically he wanted to be a forensic pathologist. Those are the people that deal with dead people and what's not. And, as he's progressing, he's noticing like, he's still in the medical field, but he loves writing and he is an amazing writer. He has a blog and he changed his course. Like just like that, he didn't want to do, it's not that he didn't want to, but he felt more of a passion when it comes to writing. So he focuses a lot more on writing now. So not saying that's exactly what will happen to me, that, I may lose my interest in one thing and find something passionate about another thing. Because actually that kind of what happened, because I did one semester of college, and the college experience, the social college experience was amazing. But the academic part, it just wasn't for me. My major was communications, and even though I'm a great communicator, I love public speaking, things like that, it just wasn't what I was passionate about. So that's why I decided to switch to go into trade school and doing cosmetology, because I'm more passionate about that. Anytime, like when I was younger, anybody would ask me, what do you want to be when you grow up? I would always say a hairdresser. As I grew older, I knew the proper term for it was cosmetology and a cosmetologist, because I wanted to do more than just hair. I love doing makeup. I love doing hair. And I even have gotten into, learning how to do nails. And that's what cosmetologists do. So I'm very passionate about that. So I don't know. I don't know exactly, but I'm also finding a great interest in customer service. Like when I go to work, I don't even feel like I'm going to work. I have a ball. So I feel like that's important. Like you go into work and you don't really feel like you're going to work, because nobody should be like, I'm going to work another day. No, you should go to work and be passionate about what you're doing. So I don't know. I could be even,
Facts.
and when I have my shop, that's a part of customer service as well. So it all depends. It really all depends on where everything leads me. But like I say, I take it one day at a time, and I try to grasp every opportunity that comes my way. Just to get a more broad feel of life,
Mm-hmm.
different things. So I can do hair, I can sing, I can dance, I can model. I am great in customer service. I know about retail. So it's a lot of different things that I'm trying to grasp, because, I'm just trying to be very well rounded in case
Mm-hmm.
things don't work out in my favor, but I'm able to still do something.
Amen to that. And I know you say you love hair. What was the hardest style that you had to learn to do? And what's your favorite style to do?
Okay. I love doing braids. I love doing knotless braids especially. Um, but probably the hardest thing that I had to learn to do
Mm-hmm.
was finger waves. Learning how to do finger waves was pretty difficult. I mean, I kind of got the hang of it after a while, but it
Mm-hmm.
was yeah, finger waves was definitely the most difficult thing. I am so sorry about the noise in the background. Neighbors are passing,
It's okay.
but
I can always edit that out. I might keep it though.
okay,
It keeps the show fresh because people like that's one thing they love about my show. Like it's so
right.
raw, it's so real. So
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah. So but yeah. What was it I was saying?
you talking
Oh
about
my gosh,
braids?
I got a
What's your
brain.
favorite
Right.
style?
Okay. Right. So I was saying, finger waves was the most difficult thing for me to learn. But I love doing braids. I love doing relaxers. Relaxers, is just straightening your hair, like what I have. And I love doing color as well. So braids, relaxers, color. Those are my favorite things to do.
So, well, as we're about to wrap up here because you've answered almost every question I've had for you. Um, and
Great.
where can people find you on like
Excuse me.
social media?
Okay, well, you can find me on Facebook. My Facebook is Akira Pickering, AKIRAPICKERING.
Mhm.
You can find me on Instagram at I am Akira31. So that's IAMAKIRA 31. Um, and if you want to be on my Snapchat is X dot dimples with an S, DIMPLES. Yes. So yeah, those are my social. I have a Twitter, but I don't use it. So that's why I don't even know my Twitter handle. So I can't even tell you off the top of my head because I don't use it.
Mhm.
But yeah, definitely Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. I'm always active on those.
Awesome. And is there anyone you want to shout out, like just for always being there for you, supporting you, challenging you?
I am so sorry.
You're fine.
Well, first and foremost, I want to give a shout out to my mom and my dad for giving me life and being my biggest supporters no matter what I do. Also, a shout out to my brother and my sister. They keep me grounded. Like any issues that I am having, anytime I need somebody to talk to, I can always go to my brother Ajayi and my sister Shantae, and they have the best advice. They're older. I'm the baby. They're older, so they always they've been through so many different things.
Mhm.
I also want to shout out my best friends, Adeja and Naji, for always being there for me because they're gonna see this. Everybody's gonna see this.
Mhm.
And last but not least, well, not last, but I also want to shout out my grandparents because they're very supportive too. They helped me get my first car, everything like that. They're very supportive. They're always there. And all my aunts, uncles, everybody, love you guys. And last but not least, I want to give a big shout out. I know a lot of people like, oh, why you get such a big shout out? I'm gonna shout out my boyfriend because my boyfriend Serene, he supports me in ways that I have never been supported by my significant other before. Anytime I say I want to do something, he'd be like, okay, let's do it. He's very supportive. He challenges me. He also helped me to get a better understanding of a lot of different things
Mhm.
about myself and about life. And I feel like if you are with someone that is helping you grow,
Mhm.
that's a winner. That's an offer. That's a winner. So shout out to everyone that I name. I love you guys. Thank you for always supporting me. Thank you for being there for me. Thank you for pushing me, motivating me. And yeah.
That's awesome. And good luck to you in your future. I mean, your future is super bright. You can do really anything you put your mind to. So thank you again for your time. Everyone, all
Thank
my
you for
peeps,
having
go follow
me.
you.
I've
Yeah.
never done a podcast
Oh,
before, and I've had interviews, but I've never done a podcast interview before. So thank you for this opportunity. Something else to check off of the bucket list. Um,
well, I'm
because
honored.
I
Thank you.
like I told you, I always grasp as much opportunities as I can. So being that I was able to, be a part of a podcast, I'm excited and I can't wait for it to come out. I'm so excited.
Oh, definitely. So thank you again for your time, Akira. I wish you, like I said, much success and,
Thank you so much.
enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great day.
Awesome. Thank you, and same to you.